Hi guys, in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draft a basic sleeve, like a basic long sleeve. So first thing I did was, this is my pattern paper here. I have my pattern paper here, so I folded it into two places. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be marking out the hem that I want for this sleeve, and the hem I want is 1 inch. The hem for my sleeve is 1 inch, so I'm gonna head to mark it out. So next thing I'm going to do now, from that hem I'm going to be determining the length that I want, and I've measured my long sleeve and the length that I have is 23. Okay, so 23 inches here, and I'm marking that down. So once I'm done doing this, all I need to do, just use my ruler and I'll rule a straight line like this. So after doing this is what I have. Remember, this place is the hem and this is the top part of it. So this is, let's label this is top sleeve. Then this is the hem. Okay, so let's continue. So once I was done doing this, now next I'm going to be determining my sleeve cap, like sleeve cap height. So the cap height for this sleeve, standard cap height is 4 inches. Standard cap height is 4 inches. Now cap height is the difference from your upper arm length, okay, and your lower arm length. That's the measurement from the upper part, like from your shoulder all the way down to your wrist, and also the measurement from around your under, as in under your armhole, from around your under armhole all the way down to your wrist also. Okay, so that's the cap height. So this is the cap height. My standard is 4 inches, and that's what I'm using. You can just go ahead and measure it if you want, but this is what I'm going to be using. This is the universal 4 inches. So after I'm done doing this, then next I'm going to be marking my elbow length, and my elbow length is 13 inches. So from the top I'm marking 13 inches for my elbow length. So once I'm done doing this, I will just go ahead and, you know, square up this line like this. So now I'm still going to go ahead and label this. So this is my top, this is my cap height. All right, cap height. This is my elbow, and of course this is the length of my sleeve. So this is what we have here. This is the top sleeve, this is the cap height, this is the elbow, and this is the hem. So remember, I told you guys that your cap height is the difference from your upper arm length and the underarm length. The upper arm length is from your shoulder, measuring all the way down. I think I'll use my mannequin to show you that. Measuring from your shoulder all the way down to your wrist, and then from inside your armhole all the way down to your wrist again. So that is cap height, and which is this. So here now we'll start drafting. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is that I'm going to be inserting the length of my armhole. Okay, my armhole. Now remember, when we drafted the basic bodice, please, I think you should refer to your basic bodice at this point to enable you continue, you know, this very process. So referring back to my basic bodice, what I'm going to do is my armhole is 8 inches. All right, 8 inches is my armhole. Then I took out 1 inch for my shoulder slope, so I have 7 inches left. So that 7 inches I have left is what I'm going to be inserting here. Please don't make any mistakes. Remember what I said. I said at this point, please refer to our basic bodice or your basic bodice, whatever your armhole. So basically what this means is that whatever your armhole is, all right, and you have taken out, like you've drafted your basic bodice and you've taken out 1 inch for your shoulder slope, so whatever is left is what you're going to be marking from this point on the cap height to cap height line till this point. Please follow me. So for mine, my armhole is 8 inches. So I took out, as in I used 1 inch for my shoulder slope when I was drafting my basic bodies, and I had 7 inches left, and that 7 inches is what I've gone ahead to mark here on the cap height length. Okay, so this is 7 inches here. All right, so 7 inches. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be connecting a slanted line, like with my straight part, the straight part of my ruler. I'm going to be creating a slanted line from this point all the way down into this point. So here, from this point all the way down into this point. Okay, so this is what we have here. I think my marker is almost finishing. I don't even know if I have another one. So from this point all the way here. So now that you have marked this straight line, you're going to be determining, you're going to derive the center point of this line. So from here to here, please, you derive the center point. And from what I have here, I'm going to be measuring from here to here. I have 8 inches, and I will mark that down here. And I have 4 inches. Now, one thing you must also notice, to know that actually you are getting this right, whatever you have come down, whatever measurement you have here, by the time you measure it, it should be able to equal your armhole. Yes, your armhole measurement. It should be able to equal it. So for mine, you see, I measured it when after I marked it, I measured it, and it went back to 8 inches. Okay, so and I'm now deriving the center point of it, which is here. Now on that point, I am going to be going upwards. You see with where I'm going upwards by half of an inch. So here I'm marking that ½ inch. Let me get another marker. This marker, I think it has finished. So let's continue. So I said here, after I've gotten this, I got the center point of here to here, and I went up by half of an inch. This is the half here. Now from this point, I'm going to be connecting. From this point, I'm going to be connecting with a straight line to this place, and from here, I'm going to be connecting with my curve. So let's go. So I will be connecting. I think I should use this. Then I will bring in my curve, and I will connect from here into this place. So just set it until, you can also use your freehand method if you don't have this, to just, you know, draw this. But I think I'm okay with this my own. So here I have a shape like this. So next I'm going to be doing now is from here to here, I'm going to be deriving the center. So it's more like we're deriving all quarter of this. So from here to here, I'm going to be deriving the center. So I'm doing that from here to here. I have 4 inches, so the center is 2 inches. And from here also to this point, I'll derive the center, and the center here is 2 inches also. Please follow me, don't get confused. Now after you are done doing this, now already as this is like this, it is the back part of our sleeve. By the time we're going to fix it, we're going to fix it in a way that this side will go over to the back. I'll show you by the time we finish. So now we're trying to create for the front part of this sleeve. So here I've gotten this midpoint from here to here, and I've gotten the midpoint from here to here, which is what I've marked. So on this upper part, the upper part, I'm going to be going up by 0.25. So here I'm going up by 0.25, and then for the one that is downwards, I'm going down by 0.25. So now do you see we are already creating this sleeve? Remember that this is the upper part of your sleeve, and this is the lower part that now form that sleeve cap. So here I will bring in my curve, and I'm going to be curving, connecting from here to here, from here into this place, from here to here, and from here down here. All right, so this is what I'm going to be doing now. Let me put this over here. So I'm setting this so that all of it stays in place. When you're doing yours, please make sure it is staying in place. So I'm going all the way from here to this point, to inside this place, and then to this point. So I've marked for the first part. So from here now, I'm going to this point and then to this point. So I turned my ruler at this point. You're going to turn your ruler just according to the shape of whatever you have. All right. So this is actually very simple. Once you understand how to do it, it's basically very simple. So this is what we have at this point. This is what I have. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is I am now going to, you know, add my, okay, no, before I add that allowance. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is now to insert my measurements around this area. So I'm going to come on my elbow. So my elbow measurement is 9 inches. So if I divide 9 inches by 2, I have 4.5. Remember, your sleeves you're dividing by 2. So I have 4.5. On my wrist is 8 inches. If I divide that into 2, I have 4 inches. So here, what we will do now is that we're going to go ahead and connect these lines. So we're connecting from here to here, from here to this point. So this is what I'm going to do. So from here to this point, and from that point to this point. But what I usually do is that I don't like that part straight, so I like to curve it a bit. So I'm going to be using the curved part of this my ruler to, actually, it's not supposed to actually be straight. So this is what I have. Do you see what I have? You see how it's looking so beautiful? So next I'm going to go ahead now and I will add the allowance. Usually you're supposed to just add 1 inch all the way into this place, but sometimes when you do that, you find out that by the time you're stitching, it is less. So what the best thing to do is just to add your allowance on the sleeve based on how many inches that you added on your basic bodice, or on the whatever the bodice that you're working with. Okay, normally you're supposed to just listen again. I said normally the right thing to do is just to add 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and you connect all that lines. But just to be on the safer side, what I usually do is to add the number of allowance that I added on my basic bodice, or on whatever bodice I'm going to be adding this sleeve, so that you don't have any shortage. So here is 2 inches that I added, so I'm adding 2 inches here. Then on this other side, I'm going to be adding 1 inch all the way down. So what I'm going to do now is that I will bring in my ruler and I will connect all of these lines together. So here I'm connecting the lines from here all the way to this point. So I'm going to still place this the way that I placed it, using the curved part, and I will connect from this point all the way to this point. All right, so this is what our basic sleeve looks like. This is what our basic sleeve looks like. So now at this point now, we can now go ahead and just cut this out. So let's cut it out, guys. So this is what our basic sleeve looks like. So we'll go ahead and just cut it out. So by the time you cut out and you open up, this is what you're going to be having here now. Do you see? This is what you're going to be having. This is what it is going to look like. So let's try extending these lines to, the other side. Let's just try and extend it. This is what it should look like, but let's just try and extend the lines. So here we're just extending these lines. All right, so this is just basically what it is. So now next you're going to do now is this. Now as this is my means that both this side and this side, they are all for the back, so you need to cut one side out to create the front. So what you're going to do to create the front is just you're going to remove this part, so this part you take it out, all of this goes out. This part is now smaller than this other part, and this, when you're fixing it, you make sure that this part is situated on the front part of your sleeve, of your hand. Do you understand? On the front part of your arm. So we'll cut it out. This is what we're doing. So I'm cutting this out right now. I cut it out. I no longer need it, so I've cut it out. So if you fold this right back, look, you see, you notice that this front part now is deeper than this side. The reason that you are doing this is so that you reduce a lot of bulk excesses that is always at the front, just like you tried using 0.75 to reduce the bulk excesses, all right, that is always on the basic bodies or on your bodies. So that's what you basically did. So this is what it looks like. If you open it up, this is what it looks like. So here, just in case if you want it shorter, what you're just going to do is to just go ahead and, let's say you want it as a 3/4, all right, you just go ahead and decide the length you want. Like my 3/4 is from my elbow is like 3 inches or 4 inches after my elbow. Let's say I want a 3/4 now. I'll just go ahead and just, you know, mark my lines like so, you know, mark it, and I will take the parts that I want. Let's say I want it shorter, I'll just go ahead and I will mark, you know, the line that I want, and I will use that part. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching this video. I'm going to still use this pattern now in the next video to show you guys how to cut your cap sleeve. Bye.